Hey, what's going on guys? It's only Alex here. Welcome to another video. Today's video is about 15 minutes long. In the background there's just going to be some Twisted Fate gameplay that I have picked up for you guys to take a little look at. Just a heads up of what's going to be happening in the background. It is a game where I'm against a Yasuo. I'm not too confident with the AD matchups as it stands at the minute as Twisted Fate. He is one of the champions that I am currently learning, so you will see some good plays and some bad plays throughout this game. But mainly this is going to be more of me going through and discussing things that are kind of on my mind and things that may help you guys out in the future. So I want to say thank you very much for the support I've had recently on my coaching sessions. Reason being is that I've now got around 20 students already, and I've only started coaching now for the past couple of weeks. So I'm looking good, and I'm very happy with how we're doing in that. Obviously, if you have got any suggestions on how we can look to improve within the coaching, please do leave them in the comment section below. I'd be grateful to have any sort of feedback, and the reviews I've been receiving on the website have been fantastic as well. So yes, thank you very much for that. If you are interested in coaching, I do offer a verbal session which is completely free. That's an hour long, and then I have now introduced a verbal and gameplay analysis which is 2 hours long, and that comes at a price of $2, so nothing too expensive, but it won't break the bank for you. So if you are interested in that, you can just go onto the website which will be down below, or you can just drop me a comment or anything like that. I'd be more than happy to give you a bit more details for you to take a look into. But anyway, the things that are kind of on my mind today is that I am introducing this new thing that I'm trying, experimenting for myself, I should say. I was discussing it with some friends of mine, and I think there was a Reddit post on it not too long ago, where this one player was under the impression, he said to his Diamond 5 friend, that if you didn't type in your chat at all, so you didn't say any words, nothing to kind of defend yourself if you make a bad play, any sort of flaming whatsoever, just do not type, you will climb Elo. And apparently he did climb from Diamond 5 to Master Tier in a matter of a few weeks by just simply not typing. So it is something that I'm going to try and implement, because I'll be honest with you guys, it's not that I like to flame, but I will get very annoyed if people start spam pinging over junglers, top laners, anything like that. That sort of annoys me. And then obviously if you do make a misplay and people start typing, I'm always one to try and defend yourself, and I've now come to realise it's probably just best to not say a single word. So I'm going to try out this no typing in the chat within 4 months, just within a month, just to see how it goes and see if I actually have any good results from it. So that's something that I will update you guys on to let you know how it's doing. I will keep people unmuted, obviously just in case they've got some feedback that, well, anything that make them of knowledge to myself, so flash timers or anything like that, just to keep down. Then obviously if someone does start just flaming anyone, I will just mute them, because that's something that I'm a firm believer in, of just muting them and keeping them muted. I usually do tend to actually mute them and then unmute them later on in the game, because you'll find that most people, if they're playing badly or they keep getting ganked or whatever, and then they're flaming, if you mute them and then the game starts to turn around and it goes in their favour, if you unmute them, they actually seem to be better. Then it's kind of like they've got what they needed to get out, and now they're playing better. They're happy to just kind of crack back on with it. So yeah, it's just one thing you can potentially look at doing. But as I said, that's what's the plan for the next month with myself. So, in this game, we lose the early game very, very hard. As I said, I have a very hard time against Yasuo. I cancel a lot of my autos. I walk into quite a few of his Qs. I have to flash and heal quite early on. And I'm playing very, very passive. And obviously trying to break his shield's a bit frustrating as well for me. And my CS on Twisted Fate has not been the greatest. So what we do within this game is we wait for them to make mistakes, which actually works out quite well for us. We had a Quinn jungle that's taken advantage of the new lethality buffs, and she does very well. She gets across the map quite a lot. Myself, I actually didn't manage to get many good ultimates off though, which was a bit of a disappointment. But pretty much my thought process throughout the entire of this game was wait for them to make mistakes, because I was under the impression that we were behind for very long. If you look at the gold in the top, you can actually see that we were about 4 to 5k behind for the majority of the game. And then when obviously you'll see as the game progresses that we do actually just take advantage of any mistakes that they make. Now, how do you actually take advantage of any mistakes they make? Punish them, anything like that? It's something that obviously I kind of stress within my coaching sessions, is you wait for the opponent to make a mistake. They come to you. You don't force anything, you wait for them. So how do you actually do that? Well, within this game, the way we actually punish them is they overextend. They never actually group as 5. You will not see a single team fight where there is 5 of them v 5 of us. If they would have done that, potentially they would have won. They had a Kalista who was actually partnered up with the Alistar, and the Alistar obviously Kalista chucks him in, followed up by a Yasuo knock up and a Grag assault with a Mordekaiser. They should have won this game comfortably, given the fact that they were ahead obviously for so long. Obviously they turned out not to do so because of the fact that they never got 5v5. It's one thing that me and my other friend have been discussing as well. In Elos, pretty much, I mean obviously I'm in Platinum Elo as it stands at the minute, and he's noticed, he's been climbing up through Silver to Gold, he's noticed that people don't like to group as 5. It's just kind of one person's always got the different idea of let me split push. It's something that always like doing. To be fair, I'm a big fan of kind of split pushing if it can work out well for you. But you've got to know when and when not to split push, and I believe that is one of the issues within low reload as it stands at the minute. They kind of don't know when to group and when not to group. If you have hard engage, CC, anything like that, Alistair, Leona, if you've got that hard engage, you just need to look to group and just get picks. Vision is key. Vision is knowledge within the game. If you have more vision than the other team, they're going to face check a bush. You can just kill them and snowball your lead from there by taking either towers, Baron, Dragon, whatever. That's pretty much how you can kind of do it. But obviously at the moment we're playing from behind, so we don't have the actual ability to play with the vision. So what I'm doing is I'm shoving out lanes, going around between lanes, trying to keep my CS as good as possible. You will keep seeing me click tab and pulling it up and noticing that my CS is dreadful. But we try and just look for some picks. Here I get wombo combo and trying to help Quinn. Doesn't work out too well for me. I am planning, obviously, because I am, and this is kind of actually, to be honest, where I thought that the game was done. I thought we've just kind of lost pretty much. So you'll see Kalista getting a triple kill now. We're pretty much all dead. Fiori's up in the top lane. She manages to kill the Mordekaiser, but it's not looking too great for us. We are looking very, 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 very much out of the game. But as you'll see, you'll see in a little bit how it goes. So I am looking at doing, as I get further on, a Twisted Fate guide. Reason being is that it's a champion that I'm quite enjoying at the minute. And I do want to get a lot better on him, so I'm going to look at doing a Twisted Fate guide over the near future. It will take, me to get a lot of games under my belt to actually be able to do a successful guide that I'm going to be happy with. It probably won't be a matchup guide, it will just be a general guide of how he works and how to play him and obviously all that sort of stuff. And then I may go a little bit more into detail of, certain matchups like Twisted Fate, v Syndra, whatever. But Yasuo I do find a difficult matchup. I think it is kind of more of a skill matchup, to be honest with you. But Twisted Fate doesn't have a strong laning phase. He can do against certain players, but he's more of looking at shoving out and obviously roaming using his ultimate. So if you can do that effectively, you can snowball the game. One thing that people don't tend to realise within the solo queue is kills don't really mean a fat lot. It's more about actually taking towers and objectives. If you can prioritise towers and objectives over kills, you're going to put yourself ahead by quite a lot. So obviously the way you get towers though is you've got to get 1 or 2 kills most times. 9 times out of 10 you need to get some sort of pick to be able to then push down on a tower. But if you can push in with the mid lane, get an ultimate down to bot is usually where you want to be sending your bot, your ultimate as Twisted Fate. You can obviously take the bot to it and then move over to Dragon depending on what the Dragon is. So yeah, that's definitely something you want to bear in mind. But as you can see, the game's kind of evening out a little bit now. Kills are looking even, gold's still a little bit behind us. But we're trying to just play as good as we can. Now here, obviously Thresh got caught out. I knew that the Alistair would be, the Kalista would be being used, so I'm thinking Quinn, come on, let's go in. Quinn's got a lot of damage as it stands at the minute because of the lethality buffs, as I've said. One thing that I've noticed is myself as a Twisted Fate player, what I do, and I don't do, it's one thing that I do which I shouldn't be doing, is I don't tend to auto attack in between picking my cards. So when I'm trying to say pick my yellow card, I tend to just walk. I don't actually auto attack as well. It's one thing that I need to try and work on, being able to auto attack and then still pick the card that I'm after. But obviously again that comes with time and game experience. Playing Twisted Fate is a little bit more difficult than certain mid laners. There are mid laners out there that are easier and stronger at the minute, but as I said, it's someone that I'm looking at picking up out in my champion pool. So obviously one of the things that I am stressing pretty much to every one of my students that I'm having at the minute is 100 CS every 10 minutes. You can see that I'm nowhere near that within my game, and I'm nowhere near it across the majority of my Twisted Fate games. So what I've been doing recently is going into custom games before I play a game every day. I'll get caught out here, which is a bit unfortunate as well. What I've been doing every day is going into a custom game and just having 10 minutes of practicing my CS in. Now I have realised that Twisted Fate, I think it's more of his auto attack animation that's making me struggle to get the CS. I'm not fully comfortable, I'm not fully used to the way he auto attacks, and he actually sends up the speed. That's something that, again, it's just comes with time. But if you're playing like melee champions or someone a little bit more simple with an easier auto attack animation, you may be able to get it. And obviously with the way Twisted Fate's Q and red card works, it can make it a little bit more complicated. I mean, what I tend to do is Twisted Fate, if I can, during the first level, is to try and do a triple red card to get the lane shoving in, and then once it's shoved in all the way to the tower, I can then try and freeze the wave back in towards my safe zone within the mid lane. Is the way I've tried to do it. I mean, throughout this game I didn't actually die at all during the laning phase to the Yasuo. He was quite a strong Yasuo to a certain degree, but you will notice that he just starts overextending, and me and Quinn just managed to pick him out a few times, and that is pretty much how we're getting back into this game. As you can see, we've had a few fights that haven't gone fully in our favour, but a few that have kind of got there. So the difference in gold at the minute is still 5k, and kills are now in our favour by 2. So as you can see, unfortunately don't manage to get the Callisto. I gave up chasing her because I know that the Gragas is down on Dragon, and I have got my ultimate coming up soon, so I'm looking at trying to move it down to there. That's a mistake on my part. I missed my Q. Need to kind of be working on them sort of things as well. So they managed to get the Dragon. We managed to pick up a couple of kills here. I do die here, unfortunately, as well, just from the Mordekaiser bird that pops me. But now it kind of cutting the gold down to about 3k, so we're gradually getting back into it. The Ezreal at this point is starting to get a little bit strong. It's mainly on the Fiora and the Quinn. The Fiora is one of the ones actually that was flaming at the very start of this game. She got ganked quite a few times in the early game that you can see. And she was flaming the Quinn, saying no help, GG. So I just muted her, and I went up once to try and help her out, and realised that she was getting quite strong, and she was actually quite a good mechanical player. So again, another thing that I stress within my coach session is play around your strong players. So Quinn and Fiora are the two strongest players on our team at the minute. So the way I'm doing it is, well, if they're nearby and we can get a pick, I'm happy to kind of go for it. So I'm pinging Baron here. Quinn's basing. I mean, she's on pretty much full health, kind of half mana. I was pinging Baron. Could that be something we could look at doing? We know Mordekaiser is bot and he hasn't got TP. He's running exhaust this game, but they decided not to, which may have been the right call, to be fair. So I go ahead and just shove in top lane and then look to rotate down to mid, because we've still got to get that mid tier 1 turret. If we can start to get the mid tier 1 turret, obviously it'll kind of open up the map for us and have us the vision to kind of do what we want. But they kind of overextend, so I just ultimate in. I get a pick on the Kalista, and then this is where I'm like, okay, we're pretty much going to take this game to the full wire. I think we're fully back in it now, and we just keep looking at trying to take towers, take objectives, and that's what we're focusing. While the enemy team hasn't actually pushed down any objectives in quite a while as 5. If they would have just grouped as 5, potentially they could have looked at doing it. I mean, their siege isn't the best. They don't really have anyone that can actually take out towers, but they can get very good picks, and they didn't do that. So it's all about playing your team composition right and doing it effectively. I mean, as I said, their team composition kind of suits, say, a Callisto and an Alistar going around with a Gragas and getting a pick, and the Yasuo being able to ultimate. Ours is more Quinn and Twisted Fate can get a pick quite easily. Fiora's got the potential, obviously, to get out a few kills solo, because she's actually quite strong in this game. So I'm pinging Baron here anyway, because I'm like, well, we've just killed pretty much all of them. It's going to take quite a while to get here. Mordekaiser goes bot for whatever reason. Obviously, there's a big wave going in, but Baron's up. It's 24 minutes in. He needed to be over here to try and stop this. Alice is sitting in mid lane and making his way over. I don't know what the Gragas was doing here. He just kind of walks in and thinks that the Baron's probably a lot lower than it is, but we haven't actually had any dragons within this game, so the Baron isn't going to go down quick at all. So we pick that up, and this is where the game is pretty much done for us. We've done what we need to do and managed to stall it out to the point of just capitalising on their mistakes. So that is pretty much the whole stress of this video is capitalise on the enemy mistakes. It's probably something that I've been stressing quite some time now over the past week or so within coaching sessions. It's just something that I want you guys to try and realise, if you can, is you be patient. You don't try and force anything. You wait for the opponent to make a mistake, and at some point they will. Not every game you're going to be able to, capitalise on it, but the majority of the times they will make some form of mistake. So again, pick up the Yasuo solo. They do actually manage to kill our Quinn, but the Fiora manages to clean up, so that's not too bad. So we've just got Baron. We look at Basin. Now, if we look at the map, obviously I've just took the top turret as well, which is quite nice. Open up the gold lead a little bit more for us. We managed to get the Dragon. Now, do we look at going down mid or do we look at going down bot? Well, the bot wave is actually kind of pushing into us. We have obviously got the Baron, so we probably should just look at going down mid. I realise Fiora is kind of scrapping, so I ult in to get the pull on the Gragas. And this is where you're like, okay, if we just go as 4, go as 5 or something like that, we should look at ending out the game. Unfortunately, Ezreal backed, which is something that's frustrating, because we had Baron, we could have looked at carried on there, but then when you look where Fiora is, this is why I jumped back in. I'm trying to find him to try and stop him from basing and going over to Fiora. So that's the whole thought process behind there. Quinn goes over to help the Fiora. Me and Ezreal just take him down. Obviously, once Twisted Fate has his Lich Bane, which I do have at this point, he takes down towers. One of the quickest in the game, actually. So it's very effective, and obviously with the Ezreal and his attack speed buff, it's always nice. And that's pretty much the game. So, as I said, I'm trying out this new 4-week no typing in the chat to see how that goes. And then obviously the coaching details are down below for if you are interested in them. I need to focus on my CS every 110 minutes, and also just playing a bit more passive in the Twisted Fate laning phase and roaming better. And then I can put up a guide once I feel comfortable on the champion and being able to do what I want. But thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like and let me know what you thought in the comment section below. And subscribe if you want to see more content. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye.